Talking about the influence of Renaissance and Asian and the Middle Ages on Spenser. So first of all, Fafa, Spenser was writing at a point when the Middle Ages had come to an end. So how is it that now Spenser has been related with the Middle Ages? How?
Knights are present in his poem.
Knights. Okay, so knights are there. Chivalry is there. So chivalry is an institution which existed in the Middle Ages. It was like a warrior caste. Warrior, not caste, because now this whole caste system comes into my mind. Okay, so now we have a warrior kind of people who had this code, a special code, lived by noble values, honor, dignity, respect, fighting for the sake of, for right cause, fighting against the Saracens. And who are the Saracens? Do you know? Saracens is a term that was used for Muslims earlier. So now we are addressed as Muslims. Earlier the term was the Musalman. So Musalman is a Turkish word. Musalman. Okay, same I had heard being used in when war in Yugoslavia was taking place, former Yugoslavia, where in Yugoslavia, we had, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Serbs fighting against the Muslims. So there I heard this word Musalman. Okay, so Musalman, but earlier they also used another word, the Muhammadan. So this was the title of Sir Syed Ahmad's books. Sir Syed Ahmad's books, The Loyal Muhammadan of India. Okay, Loyal Muhammadan. Okay, so now we have, so Middle Ages, yes, so Middle Ages, institution of chivalry, and then we have knights who are going on errands, on a sacred missions, fighting for the sake of truth, and closely allied with the church. Yeah, interesting point. Teutonic knights. So knights, various, these knights, I'm not sure about exact detail, but these knights also took part in crusades. Okay, so now we have this question, trace the elements peculiar to Renaissance. So we will discuss that in detail, but now again, how we can trace the elements of Renaissance in Spenser's poetry.
Epic form.
Yeah, epic form is there, okay. And also there are references. Or yeah, he can rightly been accused of plagiarism. How? Not only he had perhaps borrowed certain settings, scenes from classical writers, but also the Italian writers of the Renaissance. So he's borrowing a lot, And then Reformation, already we have discussed. Catholicism versus Protestantism. And now we have this question, Spenser is at once the child of the Renaissance and the Reformation. And next year, trace the elements of Renaissance. Next year, we are going to read this answer now. What Chaucer was to the England of 14th century, Spenser was that to late 16th century. He has captured the spirit of the age. Earlier I was telling you about what? About the spirit of the age. So what we have the word used for it? Zeitgeist. So but apart from zeitgeist, there are other geists also. Geist, the word geist, it has itself come from, geist, this word I come across when I started studying Hegel's philosophy, geist, the spirit. So we are going to study geist. So zeitgeist, zeitgeist, and what kind of other geist? And so geist is a German noun with a significant degree of importance in German philosophy. So in German, I think that all the nouns are capitalized. This is what I heard. Geist, and one of the Volksgeist, Zeitgeist, Volksgeist, spirit of the people. So we have now this walks guides, spirit of an individual people, walk, walk, folk मेला, walk मेला, Volkswagen, and जो है यहाँ पे herder जो है ना जाके German idealist philosopher is using that. So this world soul, this idea world soul is related with Hegel's philosophy of history. So now I think that we should stop here and then we should resume our main topic. So I was telling what I was Renaissance. So yeah, Renaissance, and then we had this discussing this important fact that perhaps I was telling you that every poet is a representative of his time.
You said that we borrowed some terms from
Italian Renaissance. So why is it that I came to discuss spirit of the age, spirit of the zeitgeist, Volksgeist, and Wolfsgeist, word soul.
You said that there are also other guys. Then
Okay, so but why is it that I started discussing Geist? Okay, so I think that you are also lost like me. So now next जो है यहाँ पे what we are seeing here, talking about Renaissance, what Chaucer was to England, Spenser was to late 16th century, and then he has captured the spirit of the age. So this is how spirit of the age. So जो है यहाँ पे efflorescence of the Renaissance in England. So this is how Renaissance is starting in Italy, and then it is spreading westwards and northwards, and is reaching late in England. So it was in late 16th century that it was reached its peak point, and then it also in England came under the influence of the Reformation. So what is Reformation? So again, if you don't have insufficient data, then I am not at a fault. Reformation started as a revolt against.
because Cromwell rose to the power and rose to the ground and said that he church needs more reformation. He was
Church. He said Martin who?
Martin V. Cromwell.
Cromwell. No.
Reformation was found by
No. You are getting the whole thing. No. I'm talking about Protestantism. So Protestantism emerged on the continent, huh?
Yes, Protestantism emerged in 1415 when Sir Martin Luther, who was monk, he revolted against church and said that the church is wrong because at that time the church was selling some sort of tickets.
Pardons. Okay, pardon and indulgences. Okay, so now I'm going to summarize you the whole thing. So what you are saying that Martin Luther Protestantism, and though you have various brands, you Protestantism and Calvinism. Calvin was another figure. Martin Luther was another. So there are somehow these subtle differences between the theologies, as theologies as started by them. Theology or systems of philosophy, a system, not religious thought as constructed. So we have. So main thing was that they thought that Roman Catholic Church has become worldly minded. The church has become worldly minded again. That is wrong English. Catholic Church is more like people associated with that Catholic Church are now after material pleasures, and then they have forgotten the true teachings of Christ, and that they are superstitious or some respects. Those so superstitious, and so somehow and they were because church had exercised this tremendous control for several centuries in Europe. So people are also tired of that, because people cannot stand under tyranny for all times. So why it is that I have used this word tyranny? So in some ways, Catholic Church, it became really excessive. And the Spanish Inquisition. Spanish Inquisition. Spanish Inquisition again, where the whole thing was that they were supposed to reach out, hunt down the witches, and then to give horrible punishment to people who differed with them on religious matters. So severe punishments for the dissenters, people who differed from the Catholics. So they had instituted this they had become pioneered this institution, that of Inquisition, of silencing dissent. So people lived, and then the people they were, so far as German people, they were the first to rise up, and then they led the revolt, yes. So it was also a revolt, on much emphasis on individualism. When you are saying that you cannot rely on authority. So earlier they used to rely on the authority of the Catholic Church, and especially the religious figures, Pope and bishops, and so now they said that now we can read the text at our own. Bible began to be translated. So earlier Bible was in Latin and few people could understand except those people who are literate people. So now and then it was no more democratic, and then somehow it led to this ability. So somehow Protestant work ethic, somehow they started Protestant work ethic, and somehow it led to prosperity. So I don't know how. For that you need to read that work by another, so whose name I have forgotten entirely now. So what we are saying, Reformation. Reformation, it starting in Europe, and then Calvin is also there, and then England also. So most of the Germanic countries, they are Protestant. And earlier, I have been telling you in my history talim that Germanic people, they are also freedom loving. So they are also brave, and then you freedom loving and also brave, then you cannot be easily silenced. So they led the revolt. So that is why most of these people in countries, in Germanic countries, they are mostly they are Protestant, and there are some other Catholic countries, but then there is another part, that Russia, and then certain East European countries who practice Greek Orthodox, the Russian Orthodox Church. So that is another variant of Christianity. Okay, so now we have this Renaissance and then Spirit of the Age जो है यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं. Okay, so I think that now we should pause for a moment, and because this will again take a lot of time, and then Spirit of the Age, Renaissance, and then I like to give you a brief ideas about certain writers, Spirit of the Age. Here we have Petrarch and Machiavelli and Tasso and Ariosto. If one of my pronunciations is not that bad, these were Italian writers of the Renaissance. So this is particular kind of study, but it has not at this is not a basic level. So what I'm saying, Papa, when you should know something about Renaissance. So when I say Italian Renaissance, it means Renaissance already, that is a subject. We have already, I don't like to discuss it. So already I take it for granted that you know about it. So यहाँ पे Italian writers हैं यहाँ पे written under the impact of ancient masters. So this is how your revival is taking place. And what is revival? A revival, rebirth of the works which were earlier lost to Europe. So when then these were preserved, in Byzantine Empire, again I said that our study again it needs a high level of education. So what I'm saying, Papa?
This Greek knowledge was preserved by
Byzantine Empire. So you should also know what Byzantine Empire is. So if you don't know about Byzantine Empire, then you also don't know Western Roman Empire. And then if you don't know about Roman Empire, it means that you know nothing about ancient Greeks. And if you don't know about them, it means that you know nothing about ancient Middle East. So ancient Middle East, okay, what's there,
He was coming first ready.
तो खैर है. ठीक है. So both things are यहाँ पे, and यहाँ पे this is an age of reckless spirit of adventure. Spirit of adventure. So we have adventure movies. So Europeans, they became. So this is how people in one particular age or an epoch, particular epoch. So how is it that they live under, except that in certain common rules. So they live according to certain principles. And these principles are have uniform application. So kind of ideas. So I was when I telling you about Christianity, that how is it that it at last it became strong, and then earlier Roman emperors tried to suppress this sect. They were mistaken for another sect of the Jews, and then they started persecuting these Christians, and then there are stories of these Christians being thrown to the lions during gladiatorial matches, tournaments. So a lot of exaggeration, perhaps truth of elements of Christian martyrs. So, but then somehow there's the Emperor Constantine and Battle of that bridge where we had this, if I win this war, new God. So that story. So that's Rome. Christianity becomes official religion, and then as as Renaissance began to spread, Christianity also began to spread. And then various Christian missionaries, England and so many other countries, Russia became Christian, and so this was how history. Okay, a spirit of adventure was there. Europeans, I was telling you, and not only that, they became great explorers. It's not easy. Faint-hearted people cannot go on a ship like the one which who American Columbus. On which Columbus started his journey. So you entering into the unknown, venturing into the unknown, and unknown is fearful. So have you realized this unknown? When it is complete darkness, then you are surrounded by unknown. Your vision is obstructed. So that is why we don't know what next. Okay, so they were really brave people, and then spirit of the age, and then not only that Renaissance was also a dishonest age. How? An age of dishonest and justify the means. People became so, when religion is there, people have this idea of right and wrong. So some people could argue, take issues with this argument. Then when religion is there, we have this right and wrong. So at least we have this idea of goodness. Idea of goodness. Idea of goodness also has a separate existence. So goodness is there, good life is there. There are certain yardsticks, though your parameters we have set. Civilized life. You are not supposed to kill our guests, dishonor our guests. Broad principles. So इस तरह मतलब क्या है कि यानी क्या था what I'm Papa, what's my point? Yeah, religion, yeah, that's right. So people hold themselves accountable to God for their for the things that they have done in life. We are accountable, and we have to be accountable, because what happens that somehow we are able to hide our thoughts. So how is it that how this dishonesty goes? Because people are hypocrites. See people. So that is why we have So and justify the means. So stuff like that. Then Machiavelli and what next? Plato and Aristotle. So here they talk about Plato and Aristotle. So I couldn't make right link with Plato while I read his read this Faerie Queene. Why at that time? So Plato, Platonic forms, Platonic love. So Plato, again, I like him as a philosopher. And he has this tremendous influence. So if somebody tries to make a comparison between Aristotle and Plato, then I'll go for Plato. All philosophy is footnotes to Plato's philosophy, or this is a remark. So all philosophers are reacting somehow. According to Plato, there is this imperfect world of ours, myth of the cave, and then a world of another world, another real world, another world. So we are an imperfect copy of that real world. So here this comes about a division between the world of the seen and unseen. seen and unseen. Ghaib. So, is there ghaib in this universe? When we talk about ghaib, something hidden. So, neutrinos are also hidden. So, neutrinos, these are particles. So, these are hidden, and then we also interact in them according to physics. So, for what I'm saying,
Plato and Aristotle.
Plato, and Aristotle. And then जो है यहाँ पे, so a real world and then true world theories. So even Hindus say that this world is Maya, an illusion. So it means that the reality that we perceive, that is somehow illusory, and reality somehow is eluding us. So where lies reality? Reality is seen by us, our human eyes, our five senses. Or suppose other day I was telling you that death is a kind of a portal to another reality. So perhaps जो है मतलब क्या है कि ये पोर्टल जो है पोर्टल into another dimension. ठीक है, so dimensions जो है यहाँ पे, and the fact that दुनिया जो है ना is very very पुरस्कार. ठीक है, very पुरस्कार. So if you look at life जो है ना the way I do, then you will be wonderstruck, struck with sense of acute wonder that why this world exists. Okay, so there is question mark over everything. Why the trees are there, why the humans are. So okay, so ये है यहाँ पे next है यहाँ पे Plato and Aristotle, so Platonic form and Platonic love. So I have read some parts of my humble effort. So Plato's dialogues, remarkable, Plato's Academy, great. And then his the way mathematics, Platonic, nobody is allowed to enter who doesn't know geometry. It was written there on the gate of his academy. So geometry, so mathematics, invention. Is mathematics invented or discovered? So what do you think about that, Papa? And that we going to end this talim? It was discovered. So it means that mathematical formulas they had their independent existence, and so far the world is that we see that the world operates according to certain laws. Okay, laws. So there are laws. So it means that if you throw someone from an Eiffel Tower, and then his tight measurement, and then you can not only predict, you calculate. So how do you know that? Similarly, Newton's laws, so physics laws. So as physics is making more and more progress, is discovering certain inherent laws that are operational across the universe, across the cosmos. So universal laws of now question speed of light. So why the speed of light is like this? So that is why speed of light is constant. So somehow जो है यहाँ पे as we go जो है ना फिर जो है यहाँ पे beneath ये just look at I'm telling you about universal principles. Have you come across? You have seen this fish, whale, and then whale, fish, a massive big fish with fins, with purr, Look at its shape, and again, so look at an aeroplane. Similarity is there. So there certain laws are there. So this is how, the particular shape of the fish makes it suitable enough to swim successfully, swim successfully through the water. Okay. Similarly, if aeroplanes had not been of this shape, it would have been again really difficult for. So somehow there were laws were in existence, prior existence, and somehow humans are there, and they are they have applied the same laws, and now they have an invention is there right in front of our eyes. So with that we end this talim.